What is going on today, guys? This is a truck driver's journey. I am the truck driver in question. All right, so guys, made it up here to my drop today. It's about 10 hours and 45 minutes back to Louisville, where I picked this load up that was coming to Pennsylvania. And I've got to take a load from here going right back to where I came from. So yeah, got a long trip tomorrow. Matter of fact, after I get done recording this video, I'm actually gonna lay down and try to get some sleep, because I gotta start driving at 4 o'clock in the morning. All right, so I see that I got, just in the last day, I've gotten 15 views on just last night's video, okay? Which is crazy, because there's some videos that don't even have any views. And you know what, I wonder, because I wonder if the people that watched it just because there was a trigger warning title. Like, the title of it was, you know, trigger warning. I wonder how many people actually took what I said and applied it and thought about it critically in their own lives, in their own situations and scenarios. Probably very few, sadly. And if I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. That's why I always tell you guys, you know, to put your opinions in the comment section. You know, give feedback. You know, tell me if I got something wrong. Tell me if, you know, give me some ideas of what you guys want to see from me. As you can see, I'm in the headquarters. I'm in the truck driver headquarters, aka my bunk. So, yeah, this right here is my Carhartt that I stuck on the top bunk, and it's slowly started making its way down through this crack right here. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to title this video yet, but I'm sure it's going to be something of the same effect as, you know, trigger warning, caution, whatever. Because I feel, let's get something straight first, okay? I don't think anything's going to get better. Honestly, because humans, I'm not taking a specific group of people. I'm saying humans in general are tribalistic. When you strip down everything, let's say, for example, let's take our clothes away, let's take computers away, let's take, you know, everything we have away. Okay, let's say all we have are guns and houses, okay, and the natural resources around us. Well, there will be cases of individual people going outside of the tribe and trying to survive, but most likely they're going to die alone. I'm going to say 99% of the population, if we were stripped down to that nothingness, we would tribe up. That's why there's cities. That's why there's towns. I mean, that's why we're not all living in a countryside somewhere, you know, where the nearest neighbor is, you know, 3 miles down the road, 4 miles down the road. So, with that in mind, you know, people that, you know, with that thinking and that rationale of people are inherently tribal, we have tribal wars, okay? We always will. I mean, I don't care if, you know, the bomb falls tomorrow and we all start from square one in civilization. we're going to build up our tribes. We're going to build up defenses for our tribes. And then we are going to start killing each other. It just is what it is, because there's a certain part of us that tells our brain, like our instinct, I guess, our primal instinct to survive, and not only survive but thrive, because that's how we thrive. Is it? And the liberals and the left have taken this term and they ran with it for everything. But in this case, it does take a community. Because, like I said in the beginning, you know, you're going to have, you know, a few people out of the majority that go off to the side over here somewhere, and they try to do stuff they're, you know, on their own. They try to make that lone homestead with just them, maybe a wife, whatever. But in doing so, they're gonna isolate themselves from everybody else, which means their relationship and bond with everybody else. And that's something we've lost here too in today's society, is the relationship between the seller and the buyer, and vice versa, the buyer and the seller. So what I mean by that is, you know, back in, let's say the Wild West, let's say back in the days of cowboys and pilgrims and all that, you know, and I could be using the wrong terms to describe people back then, but when they went to the grocery store, they had conversations with the clerk and everything else, and now everything's so automated and repetitive and mass. It's like a mass. It's too big. There is no personal connection between the buyer and the seller anymore. It's just, if I want this, I'm gonna buy it using money and go home and enjoy it. There is no. I'm not gonna say there is no interactions like that, but there are very few and far between, because of places like Walmart, Target, and you know, places like that. You know, Food Ruler or Ruler Foods or whatever it is, Kroger's, stuff like that. That they have taken the place of the farmer market. And you know, when you go, I'm assuming, because I've went to a couple of farmer markets and it was like this for me. When you go, you have conversations with the seller. You don't just, most of the time, you don't just go up and say, hey, I want this, this, and this, and this, and then just, you know, rush off in a hurry, because, you know, it feels good to have that personal connection and know the seller's story, because they were the ones that put in the effort to be able to sell it. They produced it to sell. So when you get that backstory, it makes you, and this is going to sound weird because it sounds weird in my head already and I haven't even said it, but it makes you have pride in being a buyer from that particular seller. So it feels better to go and buy from somebody like that than it does to go to Walmart. Let's say Walmart, okay? And I'm talking about all the big named superstores, but it feels better to go to a farmer's market, have that interaction, and buy something that you know the backstory of how it got there, than to go to Walmart or Kroger's or Target and then pick up something from a shelf. You have no idea the backstory of how it got there, what took place for it to get there, and just go up to the counter, give the cashier the money. Don't say, you know, there's no interaction, artificial interaction, like, hi, how you doing? Oh, good, da 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 da. But it's nothing that really connects you to the seller, because really the cashier in a superstore, a supermarket, is not the seller. it's like a middleman. Walmart is the seller, okay? The owner of Walmart is the sellers of their products. And people will argue this, that, well, the cashiers are the seller because they take the money and they do the transaction. But really, they're like a middleman, okay? They are a seller, but they're not selling products that they have acquired. They're selling products that Walmart has acquired and that employs them to kind of divvy it out, if that makes any sense. And I feel like that fact alone is what's wrong with a lot in our society, is the mindset that bigger is better in that sense, and in a lot of other senses, or instances. And I think the worst, and call me a hypocrite because I'm on YouTube and Instagram or whatever, because this is a very hypocritical statement, but it's also not, because even in my life, it's had effects in my life, and it's had effects on my emotional standing with myself, with other people, and it just makes mental instability, or unstable mental state. Okay, it put me in an unbalance up here, because when I first started doing this and I first started making videos, nobody was watching. And then I was like, okay, well, I can't just expect to put videos out there and not tell anybody, and then I get 1,000 views. I think the highest video I have has like maybe 30 views. I don't know, last time I checked, I think it was around 30, maybe 27. So and pause, time out for the video for a minute. Thank you guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe, do all the things. Comment down below. I don't know why I'm talking like a robot, but it seems like the right thing to do at the moment. But anyways, let's get back to it. The main thing that I think is really degraded our society and the human interaction with everybody is the technology, for one, but not solely the technological advances in our society per se. It's the online social structures of these platforms, like Twitter, like Facebook, okay, because we have a thing called free speech in this country, or we did at some point, because they're starting to crack down on that kind of stuff now, which is worrying, and that's a whole different topic for a whole nother video. Maybe I might get into it in this one, I don't know. But what I'm saying is, the reason that we have free speech is because speech is a God-given right. I mean, unless you're born mute and you can't speak at a certain age, it's natural to everyone. Just like defending yourself. If you have a flight or fight instinct, which doesn't necessarily give you the God-given rights to have firearms, but it does give you the God-given right to defend yourself if you are put into a situation where you feel like you might sustain bodily harm or death. So if I feel like I'm going to die, then I'm going to do everything in my power not to die. And I don't think that we should be limited on our options to do that, whether it be a gun, whether it be a knife, whether it be a fucking leg of a table that I broke off with my foot, or whatever. I tore a rack off the wall. It is what it is. To defend myself, I will do anything, and especially to defend my son, which is incapable of defending himself. So here we go back into, let's get back into the reason I brought up free speech is the fact that we have these structures, these social structures online that people go onto and they expect to have free speech, but what they don't understand is that these social constructs on these websites are monitored at 24/7. So, and I'm not saying that the internet shouldn't have free speech or whatever. I fully agree that we should be able to, if we have free speech in person, we should have free speech over a screen, because sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, is like the if you say that to a left-leaning person, then oh my God, you are a liar, because words are the worst thing to ever happen to humankind ever, because my feelings just got hurt. Oh, wah, wah, wah. Let's just fall apart. But the reality is, somebody could walk up to me and call me fat. Just because it hurt my feelings doesn't make it any less true, because I am fat. I'm clinically overweight. Like, I know this. It's a fact. It's not like I'm, sneaking around here in the dead of night trying to conceal my fatness. It just is what it is. And they have the right, anybody has the right to point that fact out. It's a true fact. It's not something fabricated out of thin air. It's not like I'm sitting here weighing, 120 pounds and somebody goes, "You're fat." No. And even if it's not true, even if I was 120 pounds and somebody come up and said, "You're a fat ass," okay, that might hurt my feelings, might make me feel like, a little shitty at the moment, but am I going to punch them in the face or whatever? Now, if they come up to me and say, "Hey, you're a fat ass," and then punched me in the face, yeah, that they have now committed a crime. It's called assault, and they would most likely go to jail for it. And that's where the liberals and the left want to reverse that, according in today's standards, at least from what I've seen and what they have demonstrated, is that it is perfectly okay to throw sticks and stones now, but you can't say, "Hey, you're a fat ass," because they want that to be a crime. And it's not that they want that to be just, a crime that you get punished for, and then your punishment's over, and everybody moves on. No, they want you to not only suffer a penalty in the, sense of it's a crime, but they also want to ruin your life, the rest of your life, because you're fat shaming, or you're slut shaming, or you're pick one. Pick someone that is easily offended because of something that I might say. Okay? So now, not only are you going to be punished in the criminal system, but now, once that is done, you would think, okay, I've served my time, I've paid my fines, I've done whatever I had to do to, repent for this crime and get on with my, daily routine or my weekly, whatever, my job. But no, that's not enough for them. They want to take your job and they want to give it to someone who's more understanding of people, more politically correct, more progressive. We have to have progress, guys. So you can't make mistakes. Even if you say something stupid by accident, you are now the enemy of the left. Do you see how fucking retarded that is? And yes, I know what I said, and I'm not going to apologize for it just because somebody got offended. Okay? Before you say anything about my character, or you judge my character, then you should really do research about the life I've lived and the people I've had as friends and still have as friends, and also my family. So before anybody tries to troll me, just know it's not gonna work. you got nothing. You have no ammo. And that's sad, because even if I gave you ammo, you would still be out of ammunition to fire back. Because anything that you're going to say, I have proof that I'm not those things. Anything. I promise you. You want to say I'm racist? I'm not racist. I actually... I can't get into that on YouTube, because I'm pretty sure that would get me... kicked off of here. But let's just say I've had multiple relationships with the other side of the race, and multiple ethnicities. So pick another one. I'm homophobic. Oh, okay, I'm homophobic. So one of my really good friends that was homophobic back in high school, we hung out, played video games, did dude stuff. He just happened to be gay. He just happened to like guys. Doesn't make him less of a cool person. He just likes guys. I don't necessarily like to date guys. I prefer women. So just because I prefer women doesn't make me a homophobe. Throw something. Try. It's open season. So yeah, it is what it is. It's going to get worse, because it just is. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get darker before the dawn. So, and no, that wasn't a racist comment. That's just what they say. I mean, it's got to be midnight before it's 8 o'clock in the morning when the sun's shining. And I can't believe that I have to explain that analogy, because somebody's going to watch this video and go, oh my God, did you hear what he just said? He is so racially intolerant. Oh my God, he's a racist. He's a Nazi. He's a Nazi, guys. Hey. Did you hear that? I don't know, guys. I'm in a good mood. I got some steak tonight. Went in, had a good actual set down meal, instead of in the truck out of off a paper plate. So I'm actually in a good mood, and yeah, it's just it is what it is, guys. All right, that's about it. I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette, finish my Coca-Cola, and then I'm going to go to bed. Until next time, guys, I will see you guys on the other side.